What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. My name is Splattercat, and I just woke up this morning, and I thought to myself, hey, that clock looks like it's reading a time that's way too late, and oh my god, let's go make some recordings or something. And so that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Welcome to my thought process. That's how almost every single morning starts for me. Now, where we were in the previous episode is we were doing a lot of exploration. We were running around doing a lot of those things that need to get done in order to clear out the entire map. I do think that this series, I hate to say it, but I do think that this series is coming to a close right now. I'll probably keep playing this guy by myself, but as it stands right now, we've more or less cleared out the entire map, and so that's pretty much that. I mean, there's not a whole lot for us to strive for right now. We are fairly self-sufficient. We have 15 rounds left. 15 rounds will allow us. I still haven't found the survivalist prepper's place either, so there might be more bullets in there. It spawns in a random spot. We still haven't managed to find it over the course of the last couple episodes. It's getting a little tiresome walking around in circles. Like, I don't have any negative emotions towards it, but at the same time, I don't feel like we're gonna find it. Like, I don't want to look it up, but at the same time, I don't want to give up on it either, and so I'm in very much a bit of a mental catch-22 right now where I'm just like, I just want it to come to me easily without me having to do any work. How about that? And then the game is like, yeah, we're not going to do that right now. We're not going to do that for you. I'm going to forage for wood right now. We are not going to use our hatchet. There we go. And so our hatchet is put away. I think we could probably get away with, what, actually, how cold is it? Oh, it's only 3 degrees. When I first started this series, I was like, oh my god, it's so cold outside. Now I'm just like, 3 degrees. Ha! Where were you when it was minus 25 outside and I scavenged for wood all day long in the nude? And people always look at me awkwardly when I say that. Why can't I scavenge for wood in the nude? I feel like it helps my maneuverability. I can bend better at the waist. I feel like I can find things a little bit better. We got fur, firewood, tinder plugs. That's it. That's all that we got, huh? Well, I suppose I could forage for another hour. One more hour. Okay, so that time we got cedar firewood, although I can't see now. Let's light a match. Oh dear. Where am I? I'm on the side of a building right now. Oh, there it is. We can go inside. Go inside. Hooray! I get it. You're sleepy. My character is very, very sleepy. Then again, I think I might be underestimating. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. Let's light another one. I've got like 100 matches, and so it really doesn't matter. Right now, my backpack is like a Match.com dream for some people. Just hundreds of matches everywhere. Now, the things that we do need to get done, we need to eat ourselves some wolf meat. That's crappy wolf meat. Okay, it's only 186 calories worth of wolf. Wolf needs to put on more fat. The wood stove over here. Let's get this thing going. We've got matches, we've got tinder plugs. Let's get the cedar firewood going because it's got the lighting bonus. Boom! And off it goes. What I'm going to try and do today is, because we have so much food, I'm going to try and get our water supply up to very, very post-satisfactory levels, to the point where we have so much water that we couldn't physically drink it within, you know, a week or two. I just want to have a lot of water sitting around so that I don't have to constantly be boiling water and just wasting my time with it. So we've got that right there. I'm just going to let this fire burn, and then we're going to melt this down. Actually, hold on. Let me make sure that my hunger and my thirst are not too out of boundaries right now. I'm going to eat that right there. And then we'll hang out for a minute. We do have some thirst, so let's go ahead and we're going to drink a little bit of water. But what we're going to set out to do right now is just boiling, boiling, boiling. Get them doggies boiling. If you have a dog that can boil water, I am impressed by your dog training skills, sir or madam. And indeed, you should probably teach me how to train a dog to boil water, because that seems like a really useful skill to have. I mean, it would free me up right now. If I had a dog that could boil my water for me, you can sure as hell bet I wouldn't be sitting here doing it myself. Now, with a little bit of time left, I'm just going to keep melting down water, although I don't know if we're going to make it on that one. I might end up with a bunch of unsafe water. Yeah, I have a bunch of unsafe water. I think I can boil out 0.5, though, in under 10 minutes, maybe. Come on, no whammy, stop! Alright. I love it when things come together. I love it when a plan just works. Now, we've got hunger, we've got fatigue, we've got darkness, we're not able to see. I think I'll probably, let's eat another wolf meat real fast. So nom 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 nom, chewing with my mouth open, because obviously there's nobody around to be like, ew, that's disgusting. And so we can get away with it. We've got 7.8 liters of potable water. It's a decent supply. I'd like to have more, but I will settle with less if that less is indeed more than we typically have, so whatever. Let's rest for 7 hours. We'll jump up in the morning, And we'll try and figure out what the festivities are going to be for our next day's transgressions, work, labor, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Transgression sounds like it's almost criminal. Maybe I won't use that terminology. Transgressions definitely has a negative tone to it. While we still have food sitting around, I think it might be a good call to go hunt again as well. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to dump off some of this water. Let's drop all the unsafe water over here. And then I would also prefer to drop most of that. Let's just actually, I don't want it to be interspersed with the non-potable water. That seems like an accident waiting to happen. So let's go ahead and I'll drop it over here with the rest of the food, just so it stays a little bit more organized. I was thinking about that, and now that I'm thinking about it, there's no way to properly distinguish between good water and bad water in the bottles, right? Do they all look the same? Yeah, they all pretty much look the same, so you have to be careful about that. I didn't want to have to like weed through them all like this and be like, which one is potable, which one is non-potable? Let's loot them all and find out. So we got a powerful thirst going right now. Let's go ahead and we will slake that for a moment. And now that we have slaked it, how much water does that leave me with? A half liter. Okay. I think that this is going to be a log find day. Let's go outside and we're just going to be finding logs like we're in calculus class. And that is bad memories being brought back. Actually, I didn't dislike calculus that much. I always talk about calculus, and I got a really good grade in calculus because I enjoyed it. I think that's always the secret to a class is, do you enjoy it? I did pretty well in calculus. Pre-calculus I absolutely hated though. Minus 18 degrees? God. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's some real weather. Pre-calculus I had a terrible teacher for though too, and I think that that counts for something as well. Like, how much do you hate your teacher? And if the amount is more than, oh, I don't know, some arbitrary number, like 4. If you hate your teacher more than 4. 4 nameless units. Reclaimed firewood, cedar firewood. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. It's looking real acceptable. We don't have any food left, though, so let's go back inside and we're going to dine all by our lonesome. And I apologize if this is a boring episode. I know that I always start off by doing that and being like, this episode is going to be boring, and I apologize, but I'm just trying to stock things up so that when we come back over here, we never have anything to worry about. I just want to have a huge stockpile sitting in here so that if I do end up breaking off the series, I can still work towards the 50-day achievement while sitting on my ass and generally just, you know, not contributing to my own survival. Let's eat a wolf meat real fast. I think we might not be in too terrible of a situation. Let's rest for an hour. I think if we could find some wildlife reasonably close to... Yeah, I think if we could find some wildlife reasonably close to the cabin, we might be able to get a bit more food, like clean one of them out right now. And I think that might be a good plan because we do have a lot of food sitting around. I need to start putting things into receptacles, but, I mean, we're eating it before it goes bad. I've gotten pretty decent at eyeballing how much, like, what is this at right now? What's the quality right now? Quality's at 67%, so I'm eating these way faster than they're going bad. As long as I stick to killing one animal at a time and not gathering too much meat, I don't seem to actually waste anything. And that's good, because I don't want to waste things in this game. Wasting things in this game, if you shoot something, that's a bullet that you expended now on meat that all went bad, and so I prefer to stay away from that situation. I am slightly tempted to continue on gathering firewood, but our food stocks are a little bit low. I've only got about 3,000 calories left to consume. So I may fall back off of that. I mean, I may go back on my word right there. No, I don't want to forge wood inside. As far as I know, I think we're out of wood inside. It seems that way. Drop that. We'll drop that. Good. So there's a little bit more firewood. I think from the looks of that, there's maybe 6 reclaimed wood right there, maybe 5. It becomes hard to eyeball once they start all blending together. It's like, I don't know how much we have. We have some. We have an amount. A generic amount. Well, trying to decide what I want to do here. Clothing's all looking great. Our repairs that we did in the previous episodes are looking like they're holding out. Our weight allotment is looking really, really nice right now. We're almost out of accelerant, but as long as you have cedar logs, it's not actually that difficult to get a fire started. In fact, I wish I had focused on that a little bit earlier on in the series instead of using accelerants. The accelerants are best saved for when you're making fires outside. Oh, I just fell off that thing right there. I hope I don't get a sprained ankle. Never sprain your uncle. Spraining your uncle is a bad way to maintain family relationships. Is it still chilly out here? It is not. Let's go have a look around and see if maybe there's something we can shoot out here. We've had to go farther and farther and farther away from home each time just to get ourselves fed. I'm hoping that something will be around. It does seem to me that the wildlife respawns, although at what rate, I couldn't really put a finger on. It seems like sometimes there's a lot of wildlife around, and other times I feel like I've hunted out the entire map, so I don't think there's any limited amount. They definitely seem to respawn down by their train over at the end of the tracks over there. Let's just kind of wander a little bit, I guess. Just have a little bit of a look around. I don't know where the prepper cabin's gonna be, but we've got to wander around and look for food anyways, so I'm thinking that while we're out here, we might as well take the high ground, get up on top of one of these hills, and maybe just have a little scouting look around. I have no idea what the prepper cabin looks like, or the prepper's bunker, or whatever it is. There's a bomb shelter out here. I'm not going to say supposedly because I know it exists. A number of people have all confirmed that it exists, and so at this point it's no longer a supposedly. It just spawns in a random spot, which can be very, very well hidden from what I understand. You can get it in a spot where it's very, very easy to find, and then alternatively you can get it to spawn in a spot where you almost will never find it unless you know specifically where to look for the spawns. I'm going to keep my eyes open, I'm going to keep my ear to the ground, although that isn't really helping my ear health because my ear is now freezing. Don't put your ear to the snow. I mean, keep your ear to the ground metaphorically, but don't do it literally. That's not a good way to end up with proper ear care. Now, over there is going to be the lake, so we're up on top of the little chasm that we walked through the last time to find our way around. What time do we have right now? 3 o'clock? Okay. And so with 3 o'clock, we've got a little bit of time left to work with. I'm going to try not to expend too many calories because we don't have a lot of food left. And so until we hunt something, I'm saving my canned goods too. That's the other part is people are like, you have plenty of food. You have that big pile in your house. Well, I would prefer to use cooked food for right now instead of using our stored goods because those are going to become very, very important later on once we actually run out of bullets or when we run out of things to camp. That's going to be the last thing that buys us a couple days of survival. Alright, so off to that side. Unfortunately, the tree cover is very actively working against us right now. I don't know why my guy is gasping for air, but he's gasping for air. Apparently we're running out of oxygen. We are at a really, really high altitude, so that might explain it. We're doing some Kenyan running training right now. That's what we're trying to do. We're training for the Olympics. Well, I don't see anything. I think this is that cave right here. Oh, don't do that. Is this the cave? I think this is the back side of the cave right here. This is the cave's ass, if you will. I'm a little worried that now that I've come down here, I won't be able to get down nor up, and I'll have to figure out like a falling distance or something. But yeah, this should be what's-his-name's cave. The Cave of Alan. I don't see anything from here, and I guess we could pick a new hill. Since this over here has a view range that I like, I'm probably going to stick to walking in this direction because it'll be easier to find my way home if I go this way. I also think that there is a less chance of a sheer drop if I go this way. Well, I could be totally wrong. It looks like the drops remain fairly sheer. God. Okay, well, I'm not looking forward to spending an evening out in the wilds. Is what I prefer to do right now is find a way down the hill that doesn't involve me trekking all the way back up. But unfortunately, it appears as though this is going to be one of those things that I have no choice in. Ugh. Oh no, tree, you have betrayed me. I'm just accepting that I'm going to break my ankle. Maybe not. If I can... Actually, it looks like you can walk at a decent angle. It won't actually sabotage you. Okay. So we made it back down the hill. There's the lake over there with the cabins, and so I know where we are. We have no risk of getting lost right now. I really wish I could find this prepper cabin. I would love to find this thing. It would just bring me joy in ridiculous quantity. There it is. Suffered a sprained ankle. I figured it would happen eventually. This guy has ankles of glass. We have boots on right now with ankle support. I mean, I don't think they make hiking boots without ankle support. So, maybe they should add that as an item. Like boots with ankle support so that you can no longer get sprained ankles. I don't know, that would make me happy. I mean, that's what I do. When I shop for hiking boots, you always want to make sure you have ankle support. That's the biggest thing is, do they have stiff ankle sides on them? Because you will bust an ankle if you're out there in your, you know, Tevas or whatever. Every now and again when you go out on survey, somebody's got like those, I don't even know what to call them, like those off-road sandals or something. Like, yeah, a cactus is going to love your foot. Have fun with that. Mystery Lake, the western access. I'm almost positive we've searched everything off in this direction, but we keep running into just cliff face, unfortunately. Which is... I hate the sound it makes when I step on the lake. Whenever I step on the lake and it makes that crunching noise, it makes me flinch. I'm just like, no! No, I will not be falling through the ice today. There will be no ice falling. Not at all, good sir or madam. I don't know who's in control. Oh, there is Quarry over there, and we have just enough time to actually take care of it. So I think I may try. I'm going to try and approach it from the backside of this little fishing hut right here so that it doesn't see me. I prefer to take the shots from as close as possible because the gun is really, really wonky in this game, and sometimes it fires super low. Sometimes it fires super high. There's no way to tell why it does that because the iron sights are lined up perfectly fine. Like, it's not like I'm firing when the iron sight, you know, is way down below. What the hell is that thing called right there? Like, you got the iron sight in the middle. What the hell are the things in the front? The two things around the sight. Anyways, you get what I mean. Like, it looks just like that right there when I take the shot, and sometimes you still miss, and that's just the way she goes. Like, obviously, that's going to fire low right there. I'm going to try and keep this deer in sight. See, like, right there. Like, I have no idea why that missed. Like, that shot was fundamentally perfectly fine. This game chooses to do odd things sometimes. I'm going to wait and see what the deer does. There we go. Got him. If the first shot didn't work, I'll take the second. Whatever. You do the best you can with the skills that you have. An hour and a half. Alright, harvest it. Let's go. Dinner time. Okay. I don't think we need the gut, and I don't think that we need the hides. I'll probably just leave them here. It doesn't appear to me as though many things in this game require hides in order to repair. You need leather occasionally, but you don't have to go through the tanning process or anything. I don't have to go through the tanning process, so we wasted an extra bullet right there, unfortunately. I don't know. My advice to you would be to point blank animals whenever you can in this game because the shot appears to go wide a lot of the time, even though, as far as you will be able to tell, your iron sight will be perfectly scoped in on the... I get a lot of complaints about this. I get emails about it all the time where people are asking me, hey, how do I shoot deer? Like, I aim right at them. The iron sight is fine, and I still miss. And to those emails, I'm not really sure what to tell people. I have those problems too, as you just witnessed. Like, that shot may have been a tad to the left. That's the only thing I could think of right there, but from where the bullet went down, it looks like the bullet dropped off super early or something because it hit the ground underneath the deer. And so, I don't know. The gun is a little bit hit or miss right now, and I don't mean that to be punny, but that's just the way she is at the moment. Hopefully, I'm really hoping that the gun will get some positive attention later on, and in fact, there will be multiple kinds of guns that you can use, just in case you don't like the 303. Maybe they'll have like a 30-06, or they'll have something else that you can use for it. Definitely going to eat some wolf meat right now. There it is. And do I have two 1250s left? Is that what those... Is that one a 1252? Okay, so we've got 2,500 calories right there. I didn't get to salvage as much wood as I wanted today, but I did get some extra deer meat, and so that works out for me okay. I think that we'll probably... Do I want to try and cook it tonight? How much time do I have left? It's 5 o'clock. I've actually got a fair bit of time left, so I actually think I should probably go out. Since it's 5 o'clock, let's put the gun away too. I don't like walking around my house with a gun. It makes me feel like I'm just being paranoid. Every now and again I do that where I wake up. Ever since I like moved out of my parents' house, like I've lived by myself now for like 9 or 10 years, you know what I mean? But every now and again you just have those nights where you have like a really bad nightmare and you just like stand in your living room just like something's going to happen in here. And eventually you just give up. You're like, I'm going back to bed. Maybe I'm increasingly paranoid. That just might just be me. I don't know. I've had my house broken into a couple times. So it's just like, I get all nervous and paranoid. I think it's 5 o'clock. Yeah, 2 hours should do us fine. Tinder plug, unfortunately... Not so pleased with the fact that we only got one seeder right there. That's a little bit disappointing. Was hoping for a better yield when I spend 3 hours. I think I might go hour by hour from now on. so I can quantify a little bit better. It makes sense to me given that if we make more rolls, we have a better chance of success. I don't really know how the mathematics of the game work with regards to the time you spend scavenging for wood, but it doesn't appear as though I do any better when I go for 3 hours versus going for 1 hour 3 times, if you take my meaning. I'm going to eat that. Good, that puts us well within positive constraints. Over here we got a little bit of cedar sitting around. I'll probably light the cedar tonight. I think that should give me enough time. Yeah, I think that should more than give me enough time to cook up all of this venison. I don't know how much I have, but I'm going to try and cook it all up tonight. We've got about 4 minutes left in the episode, so that's probably going to be one of the last things we get to handle. I got home a little bit late in this episode, so I don't know. Let's go ahead and we'll cook some venison. We'll see if we come out with everything getting done tonight, or if we end up having to store some of it and just try and find another day to get it done. I do like to keep it organized where whatever the task is that I'm trying to do, I try to get it done by that day. Like, I like to keep things within their allotted time frame, but every now and again it just doesn't go that way. Also, we got like 8.5, I think we got 8.5 kilograms of, I mean, we got a lot of meat, so this might actually take us a while to cook it all down. I could probably store it if we didn't want to use it for anything else, but it's almost 10 o'clock right now. Okay. I'm going to throw one more on here, and after we throw this one on, I'm going to check my backpack and we'll see how many more we have to cook and how much wood I would have to allocate to the task if we wanted to get it done in a timely fashion. Let's see here. Okay, so we have quite a bit of raw food left. Where's that wolf meat at? There it is. Let's eat that one right there, even though I'm wasting it a little bit. I'd rather tap out. We're dehydrated. Oh, wow, we are dehydrated. Okay. Drink a little bit of water right there. It was only a half. Yeah, I was going to say it's a half liter, so it's probably not going to help us that much. Let's go back over here, and we'll grab...
Over here.
Yeah, there we go. There's 1 kilo. We'll go... I think 1 kilo should be more than enough to get our thirst all the way back down. I think. Yeah. And do we have any left? Good. 0.4. Awesome. From max down to a min. So we do have a lot of cooking to do still. And while I am a little bit nervous about wasting all my wood supplies, I'm going to play this slow for right now. I'll just add wood as we require it. And we'll hold on to stuff as is necessary. That steak takes a while to cook. That's got to be a pretty good slab of meat if it takes upwards of 25-30 minutes to cook it. It's got to be a decently sized piece of meat. I don't know. When we drop it on the ground, it looks like a pretty big rib cage or something. Rack of ribs. Throw a couple more in there. We're going to get this done tonight. Like, I have to get the cooking done tonight so that we don't want to think about it for the future episodes, because I think tomorrow we'll probably end up looking for wood a little bit more and seeing if we can stockpile. And then after that, we'll probably be able to go out for more adventures and see if maybe we can find the survivalist bunker. I don't think it's going to be... There's 3 more venison left. Alright, keep going. 3 more venison. I don't think, I mean... I don't know. Somebody said that I walked right past it in one of my videos. Maybe I'll go back through and see if I can... They gave me a timestamp and they were like, right there. It was right there. You see it? It was right there. And I must have missed it. I walked right by. Maybe I'll try and find that video after this episode and see if maybe I can track down where this prepper place is so that we can get all of our stuff done. I also, what I prefer to do right now is I need to store all this meat too, because unfortunately it does have the tendency to go bad. God, it is so dark right now. So Jerry can't... There's the storm lantern. It's got fuel in it, which is good. So let's light that. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go downstairs. We'll store up as much of this meat as we can because it goes bad when it's in your inventory. Just put it in a file cabinet or something, I don't know. Obviously, that's not the proper place for this to go, but it'll also take some of the weight off of us if we need it to, and I'll probably hold on to the rest of this because we're going to eat a fairly large amount of it when we get up in the morning. Okay, I think that's going to be it for this episode. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerdcast for the next episode of The Long Dark. I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode. Take care out there, everybody, and hi-do.